Kelly Loaf misfires, and the Tigers go this way. Whoop, Frankie. Frankie wanted to make that left-handed dribble across the lane. Couldn't change hands quick enough, though, and that ends up in a... Well, you had your choice, traveling or double dribble, didn't you? We'll stick with traveling.
I think we got a bye-bye here.
That's Dillard underneath Frankie and Thorson. And I've got her with 5 fouls. Jory Thorson.
Tough night for Jory Thorson. Only 2 points in the contest. Hampered by those fouls throughout.
So Thorson now on the bench. 6'1" senior gets a congratulation from Tom Kenseth. Frankie on the other end. Her first 2 points in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
After getting 16 in the first half. And she makes 1 of 2. 16 points the lead, and the Dodgers on the inbound. Dillard will be doing the quarterbacking here. Reiner's the rebound, and had it tapped away.
Todd Proctor had it spotted. He came right up among the girls, pointed, hey, you touched it,
Yep.
44, White.
Not one of those, who, me? Yeah, you.
Well, there's another who you, what away, White.
Kara Oatman got a hand on it, trying to retrieve it was Kelly Lowe.
You want to know something? Both calls are right.
And on the inbounds now, it's Cedar Falls. This will be Oatman across the timeline. Frankie and Martin.
Well, that's about 6 assists or 7 maybe.
Very good exchange, and Stacey Martin has 10. We're inside the 6-minute mark, and Cedar Falls keeps the pressure on, and my goodness, Dillard, that must be her 3rd foul with the body.
We could have just kept the same replay for her, her first foul, and had at least 3 on the board.
She now has 4.
She's got a half-step head start on her. Dillard catches her, then leads in before she gets... They've all been about exactly the same. She is so quick that she runs ahead of the girl, but she doesn't quite get enough ahead before she reaches the arm.
Holtman, the free throw line. Cedar Falls in its first state tournament appearance, looking for its first state title, of course. She gets 1 of 2. Holtman with 5. Now Dillard with 5:35 remaining. Reiners delivers to Cassandra Fletchall, but the rebound to Cedar Falls once again. A cold shooting night for Fort Dodge.
And a big rebound margin for Cedar Falls throughout the contest. Nice lob inside from Cloggis to Frankie, and she's so strong and positions herself well. She gets squared. You'll see the lob over the top. She's got it. Squares up. Buzzes up. She collected everything before the girl ever fouled her. She squared up so well, there's no way that ball wasn't going in.
19 points now for Barb Frankie. Holtman clears the iron and back into the half-court offense now for the Tigers.
Same play. I mean, I got a push off.
Frankie pushing off, yeah.
I bet you.
Jimmy Frankie.
And we won't see Clayton fly as far as we did the last time, but she's got that good post move of planting that hand in the middle of the girl's back, and sometimes they'll go flying.
That kind of body contact she'll be able to apply at the collegiate level in Madison, Wisconsin. She'll be playing for the Badgers. She leads with 4 personals now. Barb Frankie, and coming on is Nikki Claprod. tracks it down on the turnover. Boltman. We're inside 5 minutes at 4:20. Pretty good exchange.
Yep. Basically, an underlooked part of the Cedar Falls team have been the guards. They basically get in a three-guard set with Gerald Oltmann, Tammy Cloggis, Jenny Sandwolf. They're overlooked because everybody sees so much of Frankie and Martin inside.
Martin averaging, by the way, 7.7 rebounds per, or 7.7 points per game. She has 12, and in the early going, we're taking a look at Stacy. In the early going, it was her shots down low in the hole that took the pressure off of Frankie in the early going.
Well, it sure was, and just does such a good job of positioning. And we got, again, now Martin with her 4th foul, so Cedar Falls is in some foul trouble.
Stacy Beer in the lineup now for Fort Dodge, and the heels were on the line. Cloggis. Another 3 minutes, 57 seconds, and that bench will be going wild. Tammy Cloggis. Leaves the lineup. Coming on will be Carrie Miller. 3:32 remaining in a 55-32 basketball game. Coming on for Fort Dodge is Sarah Johnson. We take a look at the numbers, and still some pretty chilly shooting for the Dodgers, and well above 50% for the Tigers. Rebounds again.
Inside game, most of us shooting and rebound standpoint. 2-1 margin, 36-18 in rebounds. And the big difference in the shooting percentage also comes from the number of easy shots that Martin and Frankie have had in the paint.
Frankie is back in the lineup for Cedar Falls. Also on for Fort Dodge will be Nishan Mosley. And into the lineup, Edie Stillwell for Fort Dodge.
She's the one with the really white hair out there.
Oh, yeah. And the tie-up.
And if Mike Newell had his way right now, there'd be some guy waiting around there for the next 30 to 40 seconds to throw up a basketball crooked.
Yep, I missed the jump ball. I'm probably the only guy in Basketball America who misses it, but I like the jump ball. I especially like it when the 7-footer matches up with the 6-footer.
Especially when the 7-footer's on your team.
Yeah. Coming up is our 6-player championship game, and right now, before we tell you about that, we'll tell you about Barb Frankie, who is leading the game with 5 personal fouls, 19 points on the board, and you've got a line on her rebounds, and
oh yeah, big numbers. She had well, she's had a month since we had that report of 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
Yeah, maybe Mackey will help us out there with the final line. Yeah.
You realize you probably haven't seen the last of Barb Frankie yet tonight.
Haven't seen the last of whom?
Barb Frankie. You know, we got an all-tournament team.
Oh, that's right.
There's a chance. Right. There's a chance she might be on.
All-tournament team will be named immediately following this 5-player championship game. 6-player basketball with Colonesco against Emmetsburg. Number 2 meets number 1. And I don't want to overstate the case, but it appears to be the state's best guard court against the state's best forward court.
Well, it could be a whale of a matchup.
Yeah, and something's got to give. That's coming up, plus our parade of champions. And lots more from Vex Auditorium in Des Moines. We're down to the final 2:45. That's Stacy Martin on the trigger.
State championship night's always a big one, Mike. One of the ones we look forward to throughout the year was a...
Well, we had a track championship this afternoon.
A familiar winner there, Pleasant Valley. Its 5th win since 1987.
Pleasant Valley winning out at the Drake Fieldhouse in the State Girls Indoor Track and Field Championships. 58-33 is the count. Stacy Martin leads. To a round of applause for the Cedar Falls boosters. Jenny
There goes
Sundberg.
one that's really played a great ball game, I think. Jenny Sandwell's been a real steadying influence.
Carol Holtman has already left the lineup, as has Tammy Quadges, the two remaining starters.
10 seconds count.
And it's inbounds. Fort Dodge out front on the point. That's Sarah Johnson. Triggering is Heidi McCallum. And up the floor we go the other way at the Tigers. Carrie Miller deals one up to Carrie Hamilton. Hamilton misfires. The scramble for the basketball, and traveling will be called. New player into the lineup, Kim Brayton. Timeout on the floor with 1:54 remaining. Kim Brayton's going to remember the state tournament.
Oh, yeah. She got a pretty good ball there.
Got a flubber in there. Now 1:54 remains. 58-33. Cedar Falls nailing down the 5-player championship. And we'll be right back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment. .154 remaining, and those are the numbers with Cedar Falls looking for its first state championship. And you will hear the Tiger supporters just about going crazy when we wind down to zeros across the board and across the sideline.
Here's what I've been looking for, I'll bet you.
Yep.
Barb Franke, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 block shots. She's 7 of 15 from the field. Not a bad night. Not a bad night.
Not a bad night at all. Also coming out for Cedar Falls in the late going, Tiffany Eller checks in. Well, let's see. Deanna Bristol. Elise Clocky is on, along with, well, let's see, who else has come on? Amy Jones. And Kayleen Dreyer. And the rebound is cleared by Shauna Bowman. This is Dreyer. Bowman sends it to the interior, and traveling will be called on Tiffany Eller.
I'm not sure we've called her yet. If we have, number 20 for Cedar Falls. They dressed a different girl tonight. Susan Dyke is dressed as number 20 tonight. This got the word called up to us at halftime. Triggering is
Sarah Johnson, and Cedar Falls will go the other way. This is Kayleen Dreyer. Down to the 42nd mark now at Vets Auditorium. Up the board, Sarah Johnson. And Cedar Falls let the clock wind down. That was Shauna Bowman. And putting the hand in the air, getting her name in the box score is Andrea Holtzeth with the foul for Fort Dodge.
Well, it looks like in his first ever state tournament appearance, we're going to get a state champion from Cedar Falls.
Congratulations, of course, going out to Rich Hawk and his Tigers.
I hope you weren't going to have to try and name the whole coaching staff. I think it's Rich Hawk, Robert Hawk, Mark Sidwell, Angie Palmer, Shelley Barton. Hope I didn't forget too much.
They got a bunch of people on the sideline. Here's the countdown for a state championship for Cedar Falls.
They're an excellent basketball team, Michael. As I said when we started, what I really like about it, they might be the best passing five-player team that we've had.
59-33 is the final score as Cedar Falls wins the five-player championship. And we'll be back with the award presentation right after this. And so the number one team indeed finishes number one. At 26-1 for the season, the Tigers from Cedar Falls wrap up a number one season. Congratulations to Rich Hawk and his Tigers. Let's go downstairs now and check with George Turner. George.
For the second straight year, we're presenting the Northwest Bank Scholarship Award.
The superior display of courtesy and sportsmanship during this last week by a tournament team, its coaches, cheerleaders, and fans has been voted upon by a panel of veteran tournament observers. The elected school is receiving two $500 scholarships to be presented by the school to one male and one female student athlete or cheerleader in any sport of that school. The two scholarships are funded through courtesy of Norwest Banks, Iowa. Receiving the award for five-player basketball is Principal Ed Kuntz on behalf of Ottumwa Community Schools. Now let's meet the five-player all-tournament team. This is voted on by the broadcasters, writers, and coaches at the tournament. From Cedar Falls, Jenny Sandvold. From Muscatine, Jenny Noel. From Fort Dodge, Nikki Dillard. From Bettendorf, Christine Porter. From Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Shelley Sheets.